So Mr. Lee's Brain Break is a weekly show that I started once this school year got going and we were going to be distance learning. It was just an idea to just have a fun thing to do, kind of to make there still be a sense of community so that the kids could see some of the teachers and see inside the school because they couldn't come into the school. We started doing different segments with different teachers involved, and but it's just really been like I envisioned it as not necessarily educational. Like I wasn't going to make it be this heavy thing. I wanted it to be like a lighthearted, fun thing that people in the school participated in.
You know, we had a cooking segment with our lunchroom staff that were sending meals out to 200 and some families a day, and they were doing these cooking segments on how can you improve the meal once you bring it home. How do you make, turn a cheese sandwich into a grilled ham and cheese, or how do you, what do you do for pumpkin seeds and, for Halloween and things like that were connecting kids during, when we were 100% distance learning.
I finally got my first haircut during the pandemic, and the person who cut it is a stylist who we're friends with, and there's this big pile of hair on the ground, and she's like, oh, whenever I have this much, she had these little eyes, googly eye things. She put it on there, and she's like, oh, you can take a picture of it, and so I did because it looked funny, and then I posted it on Facebook, and somebody said, oh, I guess you got your new co-host on your show. And I was like, And the good thing about it is, I just started, it was just me, but having characters to bounce stuff off of has been really good. And Greg is always kind of my emotional character. Like he'll get upset and he'll get jealous and he'll get, scared or whatever.
Three-dimensional character that Greg is, and I talked about this, in the past too, as he developed into more of a, humanistic characteristics and the personification of a pile of hair that connected with kids, a pile of Mr. Lee's hair, no doubt, that connected with kids and allowed them to not feel so alone in the pandemic.
And so it's just been a really good way, instead of just me talking, like when our school had to shut down for 2 weeks, I did a thing where I came back, I started the show and like, how is everybody? And they immediately were like, awful, scared. And they heard rumors that the school had closed down forever and there was 20 teachers in the hospital. And I'm like, where did you guys hear that? Like, the internet. But so it was just a vehicle for me to talk about it then and kind of make it funny and not make it so heavy, because I can kind of write little jokes with Greg and stuff to like lighten the mood.
And my question is for Greg. Where is Greg from?
Thanks for the question, Jasmine. I come from down south in Minneapolis, from a hair salon specifically.
We really just transcended everything we were trying to do as far as everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. And that you are not alone and we're going to make it. And I think those messages, without being said, those messages were very clear from the